Hey, are you experiencing lower back pain while or after deadlifting? Well, I got some great things for you to try today. Even if you feel like you've stretched it and massaged it and done all that kind of stuff, hip mobility, I think you're still gonna find some extreme value out of today's videos. It's gonna be 23 clues and cues we can use to actually improve the way you feel while and after deadlifting, at least for lower back. Give this a shot. You might find that a couple of these really work for you. Are you guys having low back pain while deadlifting? Well, we're gonna do a simple remedy, and this is just gonna be just changing the range. We're just gonna add blocks to the equation. So deadlifting in this position while having a higher platform, go ahead. Usually what we're doing is we're giving the hips a better opportunity to keep power through the range, okay? She's got a nice flat back here, and actually it's a little bit scooped. Go ahead and keep moving. And so notice that the bar is actually not gonna be too far from her knees, okay? There's a nice window of opportunity right here, about an inch above and below the knee, which actually is a nice range to decrease back sensitivity while deadlifting, especially if your back is kind of irritated. So give that a try. How does your back feel?
So much better.
So much better. Easy win. Well, there's some easy correction we can do today, and that's just, let's just make some tail feathers here. If you had tail feathers, I want you to perk them up like that, like you're a pretty peacock. Okay, so what this does is it flattens her back really nicely, and it actually takes a lot of load off of the low back disc. Go ahead and deadlift like that. How does that feel?
So much better.
So much better. So what we could do is just simply change this a little bit by flipping the tail feathers up, and you should be good. Give that a try. Well, there's a couple simple remedies we can do, and one of them in particular right here is that, so Dawn has some nice logos across her shirt. And so all I'm gonna have her do is just show me those logos right here the entire time you're down. Good, and keep showing me those logos as you sit real deep back. How's your back feel in that position?
Tremendously better.
Tremendously better. Give that a try.
It just came out.
Now, go ahead and relax your hands in the bar. We're gonna do one simple change. Imagine there's a line or a seam in the floor. I want you to spread the seam in half with your feet, all of your feet, even these parts of the arch. Go ahead and do that, and go ahead and give me a deadlift again. Keep spreading the floor all the way up and all the way down. How does that feel?
My glutes are turned on.
Her glutes are turned on. That's what a deadlift is, getting the glutes and the legs to do the work, not the back. Now, go ahead and go to the floor again for me, and we're gonna do a simple cue with the hands, and I want you to grab it really firmly, and I want you to break the bar in half. Now, she's doing a little bit of a wrist breaking. It's not very fun, and so let's do it instead. Let's turn from the shoulder, there you go, like she's pinching my fingers. Now she's breaking the bar. Go ahead and stand again. Good, how's that feel? Superb. Killer. Try that. And so go ahead and pause at the bottom there for me, Dawn. And I'm going to have you do one simple thing, and she's going to act like my hand's in orange and crush my orange. Good. Harder. So hard that it actually starts to drip out of the pit. Good. Go ahead and stand with that tension. And how's that feel?
Making some good orange juice.
She's making the orange. She's squeezing the orange juice. Good. Give that a try. So we're gonna put the bar down here, and I'm gonna use this baseball bat to help her out a little bit. So don't move anywhere. I'm gonna put this bat behind you, okay? I want you to try to knock the bat over at the knob. The knob's pretty high. Good, and back up. So give me about 10 of these or so. Not in real time, but maybe this is just Instagram time, so she's just gonna do 2. Go ahead and try that, deadlift again, and just do the same thing. Try to hit that, you just sunk down again, didn't you? Okay, hit that baseball bat, and then sink a little bit with the knees. So this actually might be a little bit low for her actually. You might have to raise it up on blocks, but that's how you repattern the hinge in the deadlift versus just squatting it up. This is gonna seem like a really stupid remedy, but actually it works for a lot of people, is there's a possibility, Dawn, that you can't take this weight. So we're gonna do something mind-blowing. I know, crazy, right? So what we find is sometimes the body is just not really ready to tolerate that amount of load. So sometimes you have to scale back a little bit, let the body adapt for a couple weeks, then come back and put the weight back on. How does that deadlift feel now?
Easier but safer.
Easier but safer. So it's just about sustainability with this. We don't need you to break yourself, because that's the easiest way to stop getting gains. Let's just do one simple thing. It's a simple change, and we're gonna change the implement, okay? So she's gonna use this kettlebell, which is roughly about the same size. Notice she can keep it between your feet a little bit better, and she can actually pull it to your groin a little bit quicker. And so this is an easy remedy to make the back feel better with a similar weight. How's that feel?
A lot better.
A lot better. So change the implement. Don't get married to the barbell. And so go ahead and kick that barbell away. We're going to use something called a side plank. And she's going to do it on both sides, but however, because we're a little accelerated via Instagram, she just push up into my hand, and so the bottom part of her body is a nice straight line. She's going to hold it for a little bit until she's challenged, tap down, go again. So just a minor break, and she's going to do both sides, then come back into the barbell again. Let's see how this feels now. Don't change anything whatsoever. Better. So simple thing is just stabilize the body, stabilize the spine a little bit, and just see what the deadlifting feels like. So there's always something we could do to make a little improvement, and today we're going to do a corrective exercise. Go ahead and put that weight down. She's going to jump on the wall and do something called a wall bug. And then we're going to come straight back into that deadlift and just see how it feels. So go ahead and push into the wall really hard, knees and feet up. Good, and rock it in right there. Your belly should be stiff in this position. Let's drop one heel to the floor. Don't let me pick your hand up off the wall. So her belly is going to get pretty tired in this position, which is what we want. We don't want the back to hurt in this position. Then we're going to go right back into a deadlift and see what it feels like.
Like my core's turned on.
It's like her core's turned on. So the core and the glutes should be working through the deadlift. So this is an easy thing to try. We can just use a little bit of a corrective exercise to stabilize the body. Go ahead and kick that thing away. We're going to do something called tenting. And so with this, all we're going to do is actually, I want her to create enough space for allowing my hand to get underneath it, and she's going to hide her tail feathers like they're depressed. Good, hold it and give me a little hand slide there. And so this one is going to help stabilize the spine, because what's happening with the barbell is probably that the spine's just not stable enough. So you can do this a couple times, go back into the barbell and see what we have. Feels different and better, and so that's what we want. A little different, a little better. There's no reason to have back pain while deadlifting. So let's go ahead and put that barbell down. We're going to try something with a mini band called a sumo walk. And so all we're doing here is we're going to get those glutes really turned on. And so we're going to do an accelerated version. Go ahead and look over that cliff, hips back, and then give me a little shimmy. And she's going to do this and really feel the backside cheeks start to work. Once she really feels it, she's going to kick that thing off and go back into a deadlift again. And just hopefully her glutes are more kicked on and they're just smoking.
Less in the back, more in the glutes.
Less in the back, more in the glutes. So a deadlift, mainly the thing that drives it is the hips. Don't let your back be the helper in this. We want the hips to start working, so prime them up. And so let's go ahead and put this barbell away, and then we'll retest in a second. She's going to do something called a tabletop. Good, and back down. And at the top, I really want her to focus on hitting me and pushing me to the ceiling. We're going to drive the hips to really extend in there and a little bit of low back extension, which might help out with something else. And so she's going to try this until she's kind of exhausted and go back into the barbell again. And let's just see what happens. She might just feel better, might feel worse.
It does feel a lot better.
It feels a lot better. So without having to suffer through the deadlift, you can do a couple simple tweaks and things tend to go really well. Let's start feeling good after our deadlifts. There's a couple simple remedies we can do. And so one is a crab crawl. We did a tabletop in one of the other ones before. So she's tabletopping, and then she's just going to move to the side. Really clumsy looking. But what we're getting is, go ahead and high, up, 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 good. So I want her in that high position if possible to really drive the hips to extend and also get the low back to extend too. Go ahead and jump up on this barbell again. What you might find is actually things tend to feel a little better.
It does.
Good, feels better. So that's what we're looking for, is we're looking for deadlifting to feel good again. We don't need to have it feel painful and sore afterwards. We're going to take this barbell away and have a retest in a second here after doing a corrective exercise. And so there's one called a banded bridge, and for this we use one of these heavy resistance bands. Go ahead and lie on your back for me. And she's just going to break the band in half and then go as high as she can. She's going to do this until she's pretty exhausted. If she's not exhausted, she should go a little bit more. And so what we're going to do here is exhaust the glutes, not in this fashion because it's Instagram and we have to take a little bit of extra time. And so go ahead and strip that thing off then, and we're going to go back into these deadlifts. And what we're going to probably see is things will tend to improve. This is a clunky video, huh? Good.
You have to feel more in the glutes.
She feels it more in her glutes, which is what we want. We want the glutes to do the work as well as the rest of the body, not the spine. Give that a try. Go ahead and pause there. So you're going to take this band right here and then swing it between your legs until I can grab it. Good. We can really set this up on a rig or something. And so I'm going to supply the load. Go ahead and try to hit me with your butt and stand up tall. Good. And so she has to lean away just a little bit, which is normal. and we want to see that she's able to fully extend those hips and allow this thing to pull her back through into a hip hinge. Go ahead and let that thing go, and let's see if we can get that barbell back in play again. And so what we're looking for is we're trying to redevelop the pattern. How does that feel?
Like I can hinge a little better.
Like she can hinge a little bit better. So all we're looking for is to get the hips involved and not the low back. We're going to use something called a bear hug carry. She's not going to carry because she's not going to walk around away from the camera, but let's go ahead and pull it a little bit lower for me and pull it into the belly really firm. The more slippery the object, the better. And so imagine her pacing and walking and walking. She's pulling it in, it's taking her breath away. And this is helping with the belly to contract with the back. Go ahead and put that weight down. And we're going to bring this barbell back into the equation and just see what happens. How does that feel?
Feels like my belly and my lats are turned on more.
Belly and lats are turned on. So this is helping out with supporting the back by getting the other areas to become involved with the deadlift. Give that a try. A lot of people have it, but there's a really good way to remedy it. This is just one of them we're going to show you today. Go ahead and put the barbell down, and we're going to do something called a bird dog exercise, which is going to help stabilize the spine while we go through a deadlift. Go ahead and go long for me, really long. Good. So she's cracking a walnut in the hands, and she's driving the heel straight through the wall there, okay? Push me up. Push me up. Good. She's going to do this until she's exhausted with high tension in the flip sides, but we're going to act like she did them both, and we're going to bring the barbell back now because it's Instagram and it's got to be quick. Go ahead and grab that bar. Go ahead and deadlift just as you did. How's that feel?
Less back pain.
Less back pain. So if you support the spine, we're in much better shape to feel less back pain. Give that a try. Something different. Go ahead and kick that barbell away. We're going to do something with a medicine ball to pull it into the body and then sit the hips back just as if you were deadlifting. Notice that she's pushing her hips back like she's trying to touch that wall, and she's pulling that weight in. This is going to get some belly pressure to help the glutes and the abdominal area work together in the hinge movement. And so we're going to bring this barbell back into play and just see what it feels like now after she did a bunch of those, and we're going to retest. How does that feel?
Better.
Good. So you can feel better deadlifting if you just simply do a couple things to prime up the movement and get the spine to stiffen itself up. Give that a try. Notice her stance. She's fairly narrow, and we can make a simple change right now and just have her widen the stance a little bit to give her hips the actual range they have to actually lift the barbell, because this is a lower body push, not necessarily a low back pull. So how does that feel just with simply changing the feet?
A lot better.
A lot better. So her hips can access more range. She has more power through the movement, and you don't have to think about all these different things. Just simply change the stance. Give that a try. Well, we're going to do something real simple, an easy, logical solution. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Slow on the way up. Slow down. What happens here a lot of times is that our body won't, we start to lose tension through a quick movement, and so by doing it slow, you get the right to do it fast. How does that feel now?
A lot better.
A lot better. She's still doing strength work, but we're keeping it safe for her. There's a lot of different things we can do, but I think we just keep it real simple today with a logical one, is stiffen up. Keep going. Stiffen up. Stiffen up. Tension. Stiffen up. So simply with this is we're giving her a bracing system for her spine without changing much of anything else. Now, if this makes you feel better, then what we really got to do is double down on that idea and just improve the stiffness here and get the hips to work a little bit better as well as the shoulders, and we should be in good shape. How does that feel?
A lot better.
There we go. Slowed down and stiffened up. Easy stuff.